From the actress taking on the world of musical theater by storm, to fans being super unimpressed with the switch, this is everything on if Katey Sagal is leaving Hollywood for musical theater. Turns out, Katey's making her off-Broadway debut in the gospel, according to Heather. Just as she's stolen the spotlight of every production she's ever worked on, she's now ready to embrace the magic, the passion, and the sensational performances that only theater can deliver. And if you take a look at her career, it's hit after hit. Yep, the woman's done it all, and she continues to thunder on. Katey is in the 5th decade of her Hollywood career, and it's something she considers her biggest achievement, because yes, she's still working, and still likes the roles she gets to do, but it's time she goes back to her roots. Yep, in case you guys didn't know, Sagal began her career as a singer and songwriter on stage. She supported artists like Bob Dylan and Etta James, so this isn't her first crack at theater. Still, that's how she's treating it. And when asked if this was her first time in the theater, she said it was. Because even if she performed in the touring company of Two Gentlemen of Verona and sang in the chorus, she's just not sure if that counts. But either way, for many of her fans and for her too, it's going to be an adventure for the ages. In The Gospel According to Heather, Sagal plays Agatha, a cynical wheelchair-bound character who Heather enjoys visiting at a senior center. Katey makes the most out of the few lines she has before becoming the center of a twist of events at the very end. Sagal recently discussed the show and stated that it's fantastic, something that has a great message, spectacular singers, and amazing music. The show itself is exactly like the title calls it, The Gospel According to Heather, as Heather's identified as a messenger, complete with her own band of followers and the authority that comes with the title. But it's not all fun and games. Turns out that Heather is also capable of saving the occasional hamster and curing the seriously hurt. As you guys can already tell, the play navigates through satire, whimsy, and spirituality. And there's more to the show than just the messenger. Don't you worry. It's going to be a ride of a lifetime, with Heather's elevated status causing chaos everywhere, and the perfect blend of musical and acting all on one stage. Besides, the fact that they got Katey to hop on board speaks volumes on how good the play will be. Sagal first graced our living room screens as the sassy and unforgettable Peggy Bundy in the sitcom Married with Children, and in an instant, she made a household name for Hollywood. But Katey didn't stop there. She then ventured into drama, wowing audiences with her portrayal of the fiercely protective Gemma teller Morrow in the motorcycle drama Sons of Anarchy. Yep, this girl's got range. Even when her band, the Forest Rangers, is temporarily on hiatus. The fact that she's appeared on TV, published a book, is a band member, and is now venturing onto the world of Broadway is a testament to her skill set on its own. She's trading in the TV screen to perform on stage, but it's not going to be an easy ride. Katey knows this too, and has acknowledged that musical theater is one of the most difficult disciplines. Everyone on the show is a triple threat performer who can sing, act, and dance. So even though she's a senior, she's inspired every day by the energies on set. She praised the performers saying that they're amazing. But the young actress who portrays Heather and has the enormous burden stands out to Katey as being exceptional. Her entire cast and crew simply have so much talent that Sagal says she's been spellbound. While being a triple threat performer was something she aspired to be once upon a time as well, right now she's really enjoying acting in a play. Because when it comes to musicals, they can get quite taxing and they require a different level of stamina. So while Sagal isn't going to shy away from singing on stage, she can only sing one song at a time. To her, it's one step forward after another, and also not something she hasn't done before. Sagal started her early career with comedy, Married with Children, and the fact that everyone can relate to the show speaks volumes on how good Katey is at what she does. But it also served to be both a blessing and a curse, because soon she wanted to switch, and finding a different path took some time. Sagal denies that there's any grand career scheme with the work that she does. In fact, juggling the many roles in different genres is actually pretty simple for her. Katey enjoys switching back and forth between comedy and drama, even though she sometimes feels she can never be funny, but fans disagree. They're always rooting for her to take on more comedic roles, so the hardest transition for Katey was when she shifted into more dramatic roles. But she wants to keep trying new things, and she's always loved challenges, so taking on Broadway and singing on stage is just the next step on her journey. For years, she's played in rock bands and appeared in front of audiences. So, Katey knows really how to distinguish between performing for an audience and acting in front of a camera. To her, it's a thin line, but she enjoys both sides. And the cherry on top? Paul Gordon offered her a terrific song to perform in the show. Besides, true fans already know all about her incredible vocal talents, as Katey lent her voice to the character of Leela in the animated sci-fi series Futurama. And it was her distinct voice acting skills that brought Leela's wit and charm to life that has had us hooked even now. But how did she even come across the show? Turns out she's known Paul since they were in their 20s. And at the time, they were both going through their struggling singer-songwriters in Los Angeles era, recording demos and creating songs. And before you ask, yes, they collaborated on a musical back too. And while she moved on to the world of TV productions, the two have stayed in touch over the years. So when he called her, Paul was pretty clear that it's not a major project, but rather a last hurrah. And just like that, Katey was in. Oh, the joys of working with your friends. Nothing beats that, does it? Because that's exactly where Sagal's coming from. She gets to work with Paul, who she adores, and also spend her time doing something she loves. So of course, it was one of the easiest, yes, Katey had ever said. Besides, she's always considered moving to New York and working there. But she's also only ever wanted to work on original musicals. So when The Gospel According to Heather fell onto her lap, it was like the stars had aligned. The show presented a fantastic opportunity for her to dip her toe in and experience how it feels. But it's not just that. Sagal's also a big fan of the message the show wants to send, and she appreciates its message. She thought it was about time there was a show in a high school setting that speaks to the bigger rifts dividing the nation. And some of the issues raised in the play have been on Katey's mind as well. Yep, The Gospel According to Heather also has a spiritual message, which is pretty straightforward. If we could all just love one another, everything in the world would be better. And according to her, young people need to hear it. But do the fans agree? While many fans have made their way to the theater to catch Katey live and in her element, a lot of them have come back unimpressed. The fans thought the play was all over the place. But in Katey's defense, we already knew the book lacked cohesion. It was supposed to be part of the charm. Many of them complained that they went to see the show just for Katey, but her appearance was extremely short-lived. It's true that Sagal established a career showcasing her talent in every field she's set her eyes on, which has won her praise from critics and devotion from fans from all around the world. So seeing her for 15 minutes in the theater wasn't what they were expecting. Another fan simply found it embarrassingly corny and amateurish, which only led her to think that Sagal must have wanted an easy summer in NYC to take that role. Yikes. Still, many of the fans agreed on one thing. It was a good watch, even if it was mediocre, but they just weren't sure if they'd recommend it to others or go back for seconds. So from fans being super unimpressed with the switch, to Katey trading in Hollywood for the world of drama, that was everything. On if Katey Sagal leaving Hollywood for musical theater.